This
ang nangyari is
like presents
lumiliit yung nahuli nila kasi huli sila ng huli, nagkakaroon ng overfishing. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na kaya mag-produce na
So, introduction to the interface.
Na napakabilis na or so napakabilis na.
So,
overfishing is one of the
first, let's define
the concept of overfishing. Number one is market demand. So, yun nga, kasi mura nga ang sardinas.
Interface. So, the user interface is the system by which the machine allows interaction between the user and the program. The user communicates with the program through the keyboard and mouse while the program response is on the screen.
So, industrial dumping of
the concept,
the disposal of toxic waste materials such as dredged materials,
Blender's
industrial waste,
interface are
chemicals, sewage-related
specially
waste, or
designed
sludge,
for
and radioactive
a
waste
graphic
in water system
modeling
and landfill. So,
application.
this is one of the
And
university. So,
the enormous collection of features are
yung waste na nilalabas,
different from
sa water na mahalin sa water is
and
nakaka-affect dun sa
organized
body,
differently than
animals,
of other
and when
3D
released
software
sa bodies
packages.
of water. So, according
In
to
particular,
RE696,
Windows users may need to get
the law for the
accustomed to the alternate manner that Blender uses to handle such things as button choices and mouse movements.
So yun siya, merong laws.
Some features of Blender are familiar like the menu bar of file, add, render, windows, and help. However, many other features are quite unheard of in most, if not all other applications like, for example, Blender windows cannot overlap the height each other. So for its being a small number of mini floating panels which are dockable, foldable, small, and transparent. So, Blender commands relies heavily on keyboard shortcut to speed up the work. So that is an example also of that application. So other example, Blender's interface can be drawn entirely in OpenGL, which every window can be panned, zoomed, and its content moved around.
So we have in here for
The Blender screen can be organized exactly to the user's
as the rest population change much
and for each special size task, then the organization can be named and memorized. So that's also an example.
Question. So as the rest population distribution changed much over time.
So-
Surprisingly, no, during the last 2 centuries, most of the world's
So the aforementioned key differences and
Europe
many
ranks second to
other
Asia, but its share is decreasing.
many
while
others
Africa's share is
make
increasing.
the
Prior to
unique, powerful,
1800s, Asia's
and
population represented
very
roughly
nimble
2/3 of the world's
application.
population. So Europe and Africa fluctuated, is usually holding between 15% and 20% of the world population.
So,
the main key people were
The interface of the Blender can be broken down into several key areas. Key areas like editors, region, panel, header, context button, and
Africa shared decline. Less than 5% decided in the Americas and Oceania combined.
so editors, region, panel, header, context button,
So,
and controls. So, for example, the control
population are coming from
for example, the control button contains context buttons which shows differently groups of panels, and the panels each show groups of buttons like this.
60% of the world total Africa share increased Europe's portion. So if
That
current
is
trends
the
continue, the
editor.
Asian population will decrease slightly to 57% of the world's total in 2050. Africa's share of the world's population will rise to about 20%.
So let's define the mouse function. So the
Over time, the
mouse
distribution of population changes
mouse controls.
the rate of natural increase and net migration. So in the
So,
United States, between 60%
these are the mouse controls. So left mouse button or LMB. So these are the following gives an overview of the general mouse and keyboard usage in Blender. So, and the conventions
The
used
population of
to
cities
describe
with
them
10 million inhabitants
as well
or
as
more,
tips on how
1950,
to use
2007, and
non-standard
2025.
devices.
So we have been here,
So, this
Manila,
one,
Philippines, number 17,
left mouse button left,
11.1
mouse
million
button or
inhabitants.
LMB,
Actually, our population is
then middle mouse button or MMB,
we have terms in here. Growth rate
then
is
right
the number
mouse
of persons
button or
added
RMB,
or subtracted
wheel,
from a population in a
scroll
year
wheel,
due to natural
or wheel.
increase or and net migration
So, if-
expressed as a percentage of the
If
population
the
at the
mouse
beginning of the time
has a
period. So
wheel
that's developed countries.
or
This
MMB
countries include all countries in Africa,
refers
Asia, Latin America,
refers
Caribbean,
it
and
for
the Philippines.
clicking the wheel as if
So
it
for
were a
developed countries,
button,
example in North America,
while
Australia, New Zealand,
while
Japan.
wheel
So net migration,
or
the net effect of
while
immigration
wheel
and emigration. So
means rolling
we
the
discussed
wheel.
this already. Immigration and
This for
emigration
clicking,
on the areas population in the given
refers
time
for
period
clicking the
expressed
wheel,
as
and then
increase
this
or
refers
decrease.
for
So rate of natural increase, the
rolling
birth
the
rate
wheel.
minus the death rate implying the annual rate
So
of
let's go with the
population
hotkeys.
without regard for migration expressed as a percentage.
The hotkeys,
That's actually that's for discussion for
hotkeys letters, for example, G, which refers to lowercase g. When used the modifier shift, keys is specified just as the other modifier keys, control and or alt.
So acid
This
rain,
gives,
acid
for
rain
example,
deposits
control plus
produce when emissions of
W
sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen.
that
react
or
in the
shift
atmosphere with water,
plus
oxygen, and
alt.
oxidants to form
A.
various acidic
Shift plus
compounds.
alt
That's
A.
actually acid rain. So problem caused by acid rain is
Numpad
it
0 to 9
acidifies
and numpad plus
the
and so on refer to the keys on the separated numerically by numlock.
Especially dun sa
Should always be switched on. So if ever you
accelerates the decay of architecture and artworks.
you're
So remember yung mga
going to use that function of numpad, make sure that your numlock is always be switched on. So if your numlock is the switch off, the numpad and other keys on numpad will not function or will not be enabled to use that key.
Number one is burning of fossil fuels such as
Other keys are referred by or to by their names such as escape, ESC, enter, and tab, F1 to F12.
So remember that coal when you burn it
Special note are the arrow keys.
Carbon dioxide and water. So the more carbon dioxide that it produces,
The general usage of Blender's interface is designed to be best used with 3-button mouse. A mouse wheel is quite useful,
it will be
but not necessarily.
Acid.
So,
That's actually the
because Blender makes such as intensive use of both mouse and keyboard. So, a golden rule
So that's why
has
the green trees are
evolved among Blender users. So,
in the climate change recently in Paris.
keep one hand on the mouse
First world countries will,
and the other
they promise that
on the keyboard.
carbon dioxide emission will be lesser as compared to the
So, basic elements.
5 to 10 years.
Basic elements of the
What can be done to
Blender.
eliminate or minimize acid rain?
Every
One is
window
reduce the
we see
emissions.
or every window we
Find
see as we
alternative sources
work
of energy.
on with blender
These are the,
can be further broken down
There's
into
a lot of
separate
renewable
areas.
energy systems
So,
happening right now. So actually, meron na siya sa Philippines. Meron tayong hydroelectric power plant, meron tayong geothermal power plant, meron tayong biomass.
So, different areas.
That's actually, that's
So,
actually
by default,
renewable sources of energy which
So, by default, then there-
sa pollution o hindi nakaka-alis sa carbon dioxide emission. So remember,
by default blender is separated into
yung
5
hydroelectric power
windows.
plants, solar power plants,
So,
yung Banggi wind farm.
The info window
lahat ng yun
at the
is
top
mechanical
outline blue
energy.
with the info
Mechanical
window.
energy they transform it into electrical energy.
This window is comprised exclusively of a header.
So, pag-ikot yun,
Large 3D
mechanical
window.
energy magiging
Large
electrical
3D window
Kino-convert siya na.
which is outlined
So what can be
yellow.
done to eliminate or minimize acid rain, conserve resources,
So,
and restore the damage caused by
This will be
acid
a view of your 3D.
So ozone, so let's talk about ozone. Ozone is, I guess, the first natural
Timeline
effects of
window
our
at the
atmosphere
bottom,
that protects
outline
us
red.
from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. So ibig sabihin, kapag
Outline window
global
at the top
warming,
right, outline purple.
dahil sa mga greenhouse gas tayo, ang nangyari sa
Liner
ozone,
window.
since yung carbon dioxide emission,
Properties
kahit
window.
carbon dioxide emission ay lumalaki,
Outline
hindi
green.
nagkakaroon ng global warming. So, some of the, yung rays ng sun na dapat bumabalik sa sun, yung iba doon hindi bumabalik. Kaya nagkakaroon ng global warming. So, kapag hindi nakabalik yun, that's the time, nagkakaroon ng butas yung ozone natin dahil sa excessive amounts ng carbon dioxide emission natin. So, ground level ozone formed from the pollutants emitted by cars,
Okay, so,
plants, boilers, chemical
info window at the
plants,
top
and
main
other forces
menu.
that react chemically in the presence
So,
of
info window at the top main menu. There
So how
are
can ground level ozone affect soil?
There are
So it
the
irritates
info
the
window
respiratory-
can be found on
respiratory
the top
system,
of the
causing
screen
it to start coughing
because
and
the
irritation,
following
for
components,
sensation.
Windows Editor,
So it
Type
can also reduce
Selector,
lung
these are
function by
the
making it more
these are
difficult to breathe,
the
asthma,
components
cancer,
of
or
info
It
window.
can aggravate asthma and lung diseases. So this is the table, the left portion of the handouts is U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for an air quality guide for ozone. So if it is 0 to
Okay,
5,
so
color is green, air quality is good, so no health impacts are expected. So as you go to the air quality index, as the air quality index increases, the risk or the risk of air quality is much higher. So ibig sabihin, if it increase,
so with
if it is
this
300, 200, and 300, it is very unhealthy. So air
So-
quality monitoring stations,
so with
they
this
monitor
3D
carbon dioxide emission,
3D
and
window view, there are by 3D
dioxide,
also
sulfur dioxide, ozone,
with
benzene.
transform manipulator.
So remember that
Tube
benzene
mesh
when they
light
add to
and
add
camera.
ozone to sulfur, they actually create
Large
radical
3D window or 3D window header.
harmful
So
effects.
all windows in Blender contains
So oil spill, a
header.
form of pollution, that occurs
Although
when
in
liquid
some
petroleum hydrocarbon
case
is
they may
released into the
be
environment,
located
such as
at
the
the
ocean and
bottom of
coastal
the
waters due to
window.
human activities.
So these are
So what causes
the
oil
window
spill?
editor,
Equipment
type
breakdowns
editor.
such as oil tanker getting stuck on a shallow land. Conscious at war may cause damage
Then,
to each other by dumping
3D
gallons of
transform
oil
manipulator
to the
option.
country's ocean. So ibig sabihin, nagkakos ng oil spill, depende dun sa
This is the
pag-distribute
3D transformation manipulator option.
Parang nagkaroon na
Viewport
yung tanker
shading.
natin getting stuck on a
This is
shallow
the
land.
viewport shading.
Pwede rin naman sa
Layers.
gera,
This is the layers.
so yung mga oils na yun na hindi nagamit tatapon sa dagat. So that's actually oil spill. So what causes oil spill? We have illegal dumpers may dump oil into a country's ocean to avoid spending money on decomposing their waste oil. So some of the countries talaga parang dinadaya nila.
So this window displays the timeline through which you can scrub with the left mouse button. Please for the animation.
Kaya yung ibang countries, tinatapon nila yung sa ibang dagat. Parang hindi na sila gumas na malaki. So that's actually one of the causes ng oil spill. So we have natural disasters such as hurricanes and tsunamis can cause all tankers
So
to
this
tip over,
window
pouring oil to the
lists
oceans.
all
Effects
the
of oil
objects
spill.
in scene
Number one, it decreases fuel
and can
production.
be very useful
Malamang,
when working with larger scene with
malalaman sila
lots of
doon kasi oil
items.
spill disturbs the natural ecosystem of mangroves along the coastal waters.
So the properties
imbis na yung
window-
mangrove natin nakakapag-filter or absorbent, good absorbent ng mga dirt sa
So the properties window displays panel
nangyayari is na
of functions
yung
so
natural ecosystem ng
that
mangrove
contain
dahil dun sa oil spill.
similar
Yung mga
function
certain
are
group
group
temperature
example
fluctuations and
all
therefore
of
yan,
the
water. So oil
all
is
of
built
the
up after a spill. So a boom can
rendering
be used
option
somewhere in
are
the ocean
group.
or around the habitat where many animals live. Steamers can be used to remove oil off
So
the
this
water.
window or this property
How oil is
property
cleaned up
window,
after a spill,
there are
airplanes
lots
can
of
be used to shot
functions.
chemicals on the oil spill to
Every
bring the oil into the ocean.
every
So vacuum trucks can
every
retrieve all the
button
beaches
has
to
a
suck
different
up the
properties
oil.
to
So there are
make
mechanical
or
and
manipulate
chemical
your 3D model.
processes. Oil
So
spill disaster in the world.
every button
Number,
have a different
recently,
function and different
10 years
kinds
ago,
of
we have Guimaras Island. in the
manipulations.
Philippines. So we have Gulf of Mexico, sa Brisbane, Queensland, Alaska. So we now talk about the nuclear power plant disaster. So remember
So
the
frames,
one of the
so toggle full screen,
one of the famous nuclear power
view,
plant
toggle full
disasters,
screen.
Chernobyl accident.
These are the ranging frames.
So Chernobyl accident. So ito yung famous story or famous nuclear power plant disaster bago pa nagkaroon ng Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant.
Go back with the arranging frames. With the arranging frames, here are the shortcut key combinations in arranging the blender frame. So,
The Chernobyl
to view,
accident
click
happened in
view, target
1986.
full
Chernobyl
screen or
accident
control up arrow.
was the result of a
This-
flawed reactor
this
design
is
that
to
was
maximize
operated with
a window to fill the whole screen.
trained personnel. The resulting
So,
steam explosion and
click
fires released at this 5%
to
of the
return to
radioactive
normal
reactor
screen.
into the atmosphere
So,
and downwind.
to return
And
the
two Chernobyl
normal
plant
view of
plant
screen,
workers
click
died on the
view,
night of the accident and
tile
the people
tile
died in a
window
few
or
weeks
click
as a
control
result
down
of acute
arrow.
radiation poisoning.
Please, to return to normal screen.
CER says that apart from the increased thyroid cancers,
Click
there is
view.
some evidence of a major public health impact attributable to radiation exposure 20
And
years
even,
after the accident.
and
So there's
even
different areas
a
from which
quicker
people were
way
relocated
to
and
achieve
ongoing.
this
So in 2011,
is to
Chernobyl
use
was officially
shift space
declared
keys
notice
to
as
toggle
such.
between
So
maximize
actually,
and
yung Chernobyl
frame
accident,
window.
nuclear power plant is hindi naman talaga siya harmful. So, naging harmful lang ang nuclear power plant kapag yung personnel mo ay hindi siya
So,
well trained.
blender,
Ibig sabihin,
blender windows
sumabog
can be
yung
split by
Chernobyl,
focusing on
yung
it,
nuclear power plant ko,
clicking
is
vertical or
dahil dun sa
horizontal
human
border with
error. So,
the mouse with
this
the mouse
happens in the
button
year of
and
1986.
are
And
the
also the
and
year
selecting split area.
1986 na umupo si Cory
You can now
bago pa umupo si Cory Aquino,
set
meron
the
na
new
nuclear
borders
power plant na hindi
position
naman
by
napagana.
moving
So actually, ang nuclear power
by
plant is
moving the
malaking
mouse to
tulong siya
desired position and click
para mababa
the
yung
mouse button
mababa
or
yung
you
cost
can
na.
cancel the
Kuryente kasi
basic
kailangan mo lang
escape
dito is
key.
nuclear reaction galing sa uranium pellet, i-react mo siya sa reactor, then makakapag-create na siya ng kuryente. So that's actually napaka-cost effective na nuclear power plant. So parang ang nangyari nun is meron si Cory Aquino, meron siyang advisor
So,
sa kanila
sa-
nuclear power plant. Kasi nga, in the year 1986, parehas din nangyari.
So the blender interface is divided into several rectangular window frames. Each of these may contain different types of information depending upon the type of a window. So, each window frame function independently of the others. And you can have the same type of window in many frames. For instance, you have several 3D views open, but each looking at the scene from a different person or a different perspective. So the following are the window types broken up by functionality. So, 3D view. So this 3D view shows a graphical view of the scene. So for 3D viewing. And timeline, it controls animation playback. Graph editor manage animation keys and inter-extrapolation of this.
So, malaking amount ng energy.
So, though
malaking megawatt.
sheet
So, kaya
combines individual actions into action sequence.
Siguro, 50% ng country natin, 50 to 75%.
NLA editor manages non-linear animation
That's why yung
action
South Korea, nuclear power plant nila,
sequences.
dalawa na nuclear power plant nila. Kasi na
So,
meron silang
UV,
LG Electronics. Kasi nga,
edits,
mababa na sila ng kurente sa kanila. So that's why, mas marami silang time
edits
para
images
mag-create ng mga electronic gadgets.
with advanced
Kasi
UV
nga, hindi nila
management
problema
tools.
yung cost ng electricity.
So,
That's actually the
video
benefit-
sequence editor,
benefits of nuclear
it assembles
power plants.
video
Whereas Fukushima
sequences
Daiichi nuclear
into
power plant
film
happened
strip.
in the year
Text
2011,
editor
nagkaroon ng lindol ng tsunami.
gives notes
Suffered a
and
major damage from
documentation
the
about the project and write
March 11, 20.
Python scripts.
Unlike sa Chernobyl aspect, mas prepared
So, node editor
Fukushima Daiichi
process
nuclear power plant
and
when it comes to
enhances images
automation
and materials.
instrumentation and process control. So lahat ng equipment nila
So,
sa power
edit,
plant is merong process control.
edits game logic.
Merong mga safety
This
yung-
one will show
yung equipment na to,
several
nag-crash siya.
attributes of
Meron
the
siyang process control
current
image. Hindi siya
selected object.
agad-agad sa sasad. So meron siyang kumbaga sa strategy, meron siyang plan. So ganun ka-high-tech yung mga
Outliner
technology dun sa Japan. So that's why it is
helps find and organize objects.
So nagkaroon lang ng radiation emission.
User preference,
Radiation emission na yun. Pwede
customize
naman sa-
Blender to
pwede ka naman
work
malinis sa
your
radiation.
style and
Hindi naman
computer. Info is will provide information and options for
Hindi na natin siya i-discuss.
managing file, window, and engines.
So we have Japan Atomic Industrial
File browser
Board, a number of
organize loads
organizations,
and savers and
nuclear
files.
energy is one of products such as dairy and spinach being restricted for shipping
Python
that might be contaminated
console
of radiation.
directly
Chernobyl nuclear
uses
disaster,
Python in Blender.
Chernobyl nuclear power plant scheme, northern Ukraine,
So, you can
near the border
select
of Belarus. So uranium
the window
U-35
by
supplies heat in a nuclear reactor of the power plant on the night of April 25, 20.
you can select the window type by clicking the
more radiation than the atomic bombs dropped on
left
Hiroshima
mouse
and
button of
Nagasaki.
the window.
Paalala ko ulit, yung Chernobyl
window
nuclear disaster
header.
nangyari siya dahil
A pop-up menu shows the available
Chernobyl
window
nuclear
types.
disaster. Areas within the 30-kilometer range, especially Ukraine, Russia, and Belarus, are contaminated with Cesium 137. Only
So,
300 to 400,000
one of
people
the
have left
advantages,
these areas,
of
and there's nothing to
Blender's
other places.
window
Radiation also
being,
spread over large parts of
being
Scandinavia,
flexible
Poland,
for
Baltic states,
such-
southern Germany, and Switzerland.
such you
and
can create.
So environmental effects brought by the
So,
nuclear
so
disaster,
some-
radioactive elements such as cesium, strontium,
So, for
contaminated
great
soil,
or
can enter the food chain through crops and
customized
livestock. So
working
fishes are the most
environments
severely
for
contaminated,
different
since they
tasks
feed on worms
like
that try to
modeling,
bring their sediments
animation,
for radiation has consent. traded.
animating
In Ukraine,
on
almost 2,640 kilometers squared of agricultural land can no longer be
scripting,
farmed. Seeds no
often
longer
useful
germinate
to
as
quickly
readily as
switch
before.
between
Animals that
four
feed on
different
plants are
environments
severely contaminated, and people who feed
within
on
the
what they
same
have produced
file.
or collected are at high risk.
So to perform these major creative steps, Blender has
especially dun sa mga different kinds of
set
substances. Organs that can be
of
affected by vegetation cells,
describe
the embryo in the uterus, milk glands, bone marrow, intestinal tract, thyroid glands, female breast, and
redefine
eggs.
screen
So that's actually the
that shows the types of windows.
man's impact on the
Windows screen are essentially
Let us now
predefined
discuss the
window
biodiversity in the
window.
Philippines. So biodiversity in the Philippines, we have the standard socio-economic and conservation priorities.
Ang ginagawa ko ay gawing order dito. Order dito, kalahati order.
So, Blender screen, Blender screen, these are the following default screen available in Blender 2.68 version. So, animation. So, first, animation. So, animation, it makes actors and other objects move about, change shape or color or etc. So next one is compositing. So compositing, it it combines different parts of a scene like actors, background, special effects, and filter them. So default is it is used by Blender for new files. So it is useful for modeling new objects. So game logic is focuses on planning and programming of games within Blender. So motion tracking integrates 3D elements with live footage. Scripting, documenting your work, and or writing custom scripts to automate Blender. UV editing, flattening a projection of an object mesh in 2D to control how a texture map to be or to the surface. So video editing, it is a simple cutting and editing of animation sequences. So these scenes are very useful tool when working your projects. So the cube model at the center of the empty space you see when you open Blender for the first time is the default scene. Scene are like separate Blender document within a document. So this scene is similar to tabs in your web browser. So for example, your web browser can have many tabs open at once. So the tabs could be empty, showing identical views of the same web page, showing different views of the same page or show entirely different pages altogether. So Blender scenes work in much the same way. You can have an empty scene, complete independent copy of your scene, or a new copy that links to your original scene in a number of ways. So since scene elector scene can be added by clicking the add or plus sign in the scene selection option. You can choose between 5 options to control its content when you want to create a new scene. So there are 5 choices determine just how much of this information will be occupied from the currently selected to the new one and how much will be shared. So first, new. So new, this is creates an empty scene which the reader render with which the render setting are set to the default values. So copy setting. This creates an empty scene like the new option, but also copies the render setting from the original scene into the new one. So link objects, this is the shallowest form of copying. This creates a new scene with the same content as the currently selected scene. However, instead of copying the object, it creates a link to the old scene at the object level. So link object data, this creates new scene duplicate copies of all the objects in the currently selected scene. So full of copy. So full of copy. This is the deepest form of copying, which is nothing shared. This option creates a fully independent scene with copies of the currently selected scene's contents. So modes are modes are a Blender level object oriented feature, which means that the whole Blender application is always one and only one mode, and that the available nodes vary depending on the selected active object. Selected active objects type. So most of them only enable the default object mode like camera, lamp, etc. Each mode is designed to edit an aspect. So each mode is designed to edit an aspect of the selected object. So set the current mode in the mode drop down list of 3D view headers. You can only select objects in object mode. In all others, the current object selection is black. So the following modes might affect many things in Blender. They can modify the panels and or controls available in some buttons window context. So they can modify the behavior of full window. They can modify the available header tools. Here are the Blender's models. And here are the Blender's modes. So first, object mode. So this object mode, the default mode available for all object types as it is declared to object data block editing. So next one, edit mode, available for all renderable object types as it is dedicated to their shape of OB data blocking or data block editing. So sculpt mode, a mesh only mode that enables Blender's mesh 3D sculpting tool. So vertex paint, a mesh only mode allows to set the mesh vertices color. So wake paint, a mesh only mode dedicated to vertex group paint. So texture paint, a mesh only mode that allows to paint the mesh texture directly on the model in the 3D views. So the properties or buttons window displays several contexts which can be selected via the icon row in the header. So the number and types of buttons changes with the selected context so that the only useful buttons show up. The order of these buttons follows a hierarchy which is detailed below. So this one is for render. So render, everything related to render output. The next is scene or gravity. Gravity in the scene, units and other general information. In world, environmental lightnings, sky, mist, stars, and ambient occlusion. So object is transformations, displays, options, visibility setting, duplication setting, and animation information. So this one, constraints used to control an object's transform, position, rotation, scale. So tracking and relationship projects or properties. So modifiers, operations that can non-destructively affect object by changing how they are rendered and displayed without altering their geometry. So this is a modifier. Object data contains all object specific data. Materials are information about a surface. Texture
Tama ba?
used by materials to provide additional details.
Feeling great.
So, particles are um, particles add variables amount of objects such as lights or mesh objects that can be manipulated by force fields and other settings. So, physics, properties relating to flow, force, fields, collision, fluid, and smoke simulations.
Ano ko dyan? Sino?
So, render ko so additionally, a menu with access to all Blender command is available by pressing space. If refer to this image, so simply start typing the name if the command you need, and let the search function menu to the rest. So these are the funnels. To view, click tool shelf or press E. So for tool shelf. So tool shelf is for rotating, smooth, scale. That's the tool shelf. So panels generally appear in the property window, which can be found on the right hand side of the default screen layout. Panels are also found on the tool shelf and the properties shelf, which are toggleable parts of a 3D window. So, the property window includes the header, which allows you to choose from several contexts. Each context will have different numbers and type of panels. Panels in the properties window can be aligned vertically or horizontally by RMB or right mouse button. So the properties window, and choosing the desired option from the menu. So the placement and view of panels can also be altered to your preference. For example, panels can be moved around the window by holding and dragging the widget in upper right corner by LMB. Blender interface. So Blender interface consists of button and different controls which can be found in every window. So the following describes the different types of controls. So first, operation button. This button primarily perform an operation when clicked using left mouse button. They are identified by their gray color on the default blender scheme. Next, toggle button consists of tick boxes. Clicking this button will toggle state but will not perform any operations. So radio button, these are used to choose from a small selection of mutually exclusive options. The number buttons. The number buttons can be recognized by their labels, which in most cases comprise the name and a colon followed by a number. So that will be the topic for today. So I hope that you listen and get ready for the quiz or exam.